The conference championship games are officially in the book, and we now know what the Super Bowl is going to be. So in today's video, I will be giving you guys my reaction to both the AFC and NFC Championship games. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're new and do go on to enjoy. Let's hop into it. And we are going to begin with the AFC Championship game between the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. The Patriots won this game 10-7 in one of the more ugly games of the entire year, but what was cool about this game is we had two different games within the championship games, right? This game between the Broncos and the Patriots, the AFC side of things, was much more of a slugfest, much more defensive oriented, much more who's going to make the big mistakes and can either team score. Whereas in the NFC Championship game, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, that game was more who can score more points, who gets the ball last, two mastermind head coaches just dueling it out, just two different games. And that's what made this week so much fun. In this AFC Championship game, though, man, we saw some, let's be honest, ugly offensive football. I'm talking both these offenses really struggled out there today. Let's start off with the Broncos side of things here, because initially in the game, when the conditions were good, it felt like the Broncos were dominating. Like that honestly, the first half in a lot of ways, it felt like Denver had complete control of this game. Obviously, the 3-and-out to start the game, but they get the ball, and I think their second drive, they go down and score, and it's like, wait a second. Stidham's kind of playing well. He's in a rhythm. He's flowing. The offense is moving the football. And then a couple of drives later, they're pushing the ball down the field again, 4th and 1. Instead of kicking the field goal and keeping the momentum going, they go for it on 4th down, and they don't get it. So instead of potentially being up 10 to, I think it would have been 10-0 at the time. Yeah, 10-0. You're now still up 7-0. And yes, the Patriots did absolutely nothing with the football, even after the turnover on downs, but every single point mattered. And at that moment, it was just the wrong decision. I don't know what the press conference was said by Sean Payton, whether he would stick with that decision or whether or not he would have just kicked the field goal in retrospect. But knowing the conditions and how it came to the snow, the slippery field, and knowing the final score of this game, the 10-7 ball game, guys, if you kick that field goal, you're up 10-0. And who knows if Jarrett Stidham throws that interception that leads to the one touchdown the Patriots scored. That decision right there to me was kind of the domino effect, because after that decision to go for on 4th down, the game just fell out of their hands, right? They didn't do anything on the offensive end in the second half. They had that critical interception that led to the only New England Patriots touchdown of the day. And by the way, you take away the interception, I don't think the Patriots score anything but the 3 points they did score. Like, they were not moving the ball at all. We'll talk about them here in a second, but the Broncos defense dominated in this game, completely stifled Drake May. Drake May, 86 passing yards on the day? Now, he ran the ball fairly effectively, 10 for 65, but still 86 pass yards on the day, and they limited Ramondre Stevenson to 2.8 yards per carry. Only gave up 12 first downs, sacked Drake May 5 times. The only thing they didn't really do was get, an interception or a fumble, but still, like, the defense for the Broncos dominated in this game, but their offense just couldn't do nothing. And it felt like once Stidham threw that pick, his entire rhythm was off. He got rattled, and he really never could get back into that rhythm because the conditions got so bad in that second half where, you're basically playing in a tundra out there. And the Patriots just did enough, man. They just did enough. There was some missed field goals that hurt both teams, obviously. Neither team really did much on the offensive end. And look, the Patriots, when they had opportunities, just converted on more of their opportunities than what the Denver Broncos did. Again, that 4th and 1 decision is going to haunt Broncos fans for a long, long time. And in addition to that 4th and 1, there's also the Bo Nix factor, but there's also another factor. We'll talk about Bo Nix here in a second, but the weather and how bad it got, it kind of eliminated the advantage that the Broncos have playing at their stadium, because what their stadium is known for is exhausting guys because of the elevation and things like that. Had they played a clean game in 50-degree weather in that elevation, it would have tired out the Patriots. Like, it really would have. But instead, what ended up happening was that you had this winter sleet, this conditions, and everything is going crazy, that both teams were affected by it. So it kind of eliminated that advantage a little bit. Now, Denver still had the home crowd. They still had the elevation, but that winter conditions really made the playing field a little bit more even for the Patriots to win this game. And then there's the Bo Nix thing. If Bo Nix plays in this game, I'm not sure the Broncos win, but when I tell you this, they score more than 7 points. If Bo Nix is playing in this game, they're not scoring 7. They're not just having 11 first downs. They're not they're not having a 181 total yard game. I'm not saying Bo Nix is the greatest quarterback of all time, an all-pro type of player, but he is somebody that would have been able to catch a rhythm. He would have been able to bounce back because Stidham hasn't played a football game or hasn't been a starter in a football game for several, years at this point, whereas Bo Nix has been able to get those reps, and he would have been able to get them out of a funk at some point and put together 2-3 drives that end in field goals or touchdowns. So I don't know, man. This is a what-if game for the Broncos. What if Bo Nix played? What if the weather was good? And what if they just don't go for it on 4th and 1? I guess we'll never know. But for the New England Patriots side of things first, big congratulations. Patriots fans, you guys are completely lucky. In my entire fandom, in baseball, basketball, NFL, I've seen 2 championship wins, 2011 Mavericks and I think 2023 Rangers. Whereas for the Patriots, I mean, how many Super Bowls have they been to? 12, 10 plus? I don't know the exact number, but they've been to so many, and they're back after Brady retired, after Belichick goes to North Carolina, which that's not really working out for him. But the Patriots have a new head coach. They're a terrible football team last year, and they're in the freaking Super Bowl, man. Like, Boston fans, you guys are some sport. By the way, the Celtics won 2 years ago. So y'all are living pretty good over there in Boston. But yeah, man, look, congratulations to them. This was an ugly game for the Patriots. It just was an ugly game. Drake May played, and let's be honest, Drake May hasn't been good in these playoffs. Like, I don't want to sit here and try to pretend like he's been good, but I also don't want to blame him for everything. He's been sacked probably more than 15 times through the 3 games they've played. This murder row that they've been on through the defenses has been unbelievable. Chargers have a top 10 defense. Texans probably have the best defense. Broncos probably have the second best defense. Oh, and by the way, the Seahawks have probably the 3rd best defense in football. It's insane. They just find ways to win games, whether it's ugly, whether it's through the defense, whether it's through just grinding things out. They get the job done here. Drake May 10 for 21 with 86 yards. By the end of the game, I think halfway through the 3rd quarter, once they took that 10-7 lead, I think Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel just kind of agreed that we're going to rely on our defense and we're just going to hand the ball off every other play and give him super easy checkdowns and really easy stuff to do, because they really didn't push the ball down the field much at all, and they didn't really give Drake too many opportunities to get sacked or throw an interception. Like, this was a game where I think the Patriots coaching staff just said, let's see if Stidham can score, and the answer to that was no. I will say Drake has to play better, right? He just has to play better. If they're going to beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, which I won't get my prediction yet on that, we'll do that the Thursday before the Super Bowl, Drake May has to play better. He has to be able to put things together, step up into the pocket, take care of the football, make high-level throws, because May missed a lot of throws in this game, right? He just did, and that's unfortunate. Obviously, the offensive line is not good. They're winning in spite of their offensive line, but they got to play better. I'm being harsh on the Patriots because they still have a game to play, and they might be freaking champions, which would be unbelievable. I mean, look, for all the negative things I said about Drake May, he did do one thing very well. He took care of the football. No fumbles today, no interceptions today, at least none that were, turnovers or anything like that. So he took care of the football the best he could, despite being sacked 5 times, despite there being no run game. He still was able to get that. And when they had that interception and they had plus territory, they would score they would score on that drive. So yeah, great. I mean, this defense for New England has been unbelievable this playoff run, but I will also say they've gone up against the 3 worst offenses in probably the entirety of this playoff run. Like, the Chargers had no offensive line. It was just Justin Herbert and friends, and that was an easy matchup. The Texans, CJ Stroud, legitimately shit himself. Genuinely, he shit his pants. And then you played Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos offense. So we'll see. I'm really intrigued to see this matchup versus Seattle, because Seattle's got a really, really good offense in rhythm. This Patriots defense, though, has been great. They've done their job. They've dominated, and you can never count out Mike Vrabel. So big time win for the New England Patriots. They're back in the Super Bowl, and Mike Vrabel has a chance to do something that I believe no one has done before, which is win a championship as a coach and as a player on the same franchise. So Patriots fans, round of applause to Mike Vrabel. All right, next up, the Los Angeles Rams faced off against the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. So the Seahawks won the 3rd round between these 2 juggernauts. Honestly, I wish that these 2 teams would have been able to match up in the Super Bowl, because that would have been just incredible. All 3 of the games they've played have been great. This was a really fun game where both teams played some really good football. And I would just say for the Los Angeles Rams, man, This is a tough loss, but with them having 2 first-round picks and with them losing, Matthew Stafford's going to be back next year. I would be stunned if he retired right now. You're going to have 2 first-round picks. You should have a little bit of some cap space and wiggle room as well. They should be fine. Now, in terms of this game, start off with the Rams side of things, and then we'll talk about the Seahawks here in a bit. The Rams just kept responding, like over and over and over again. They just kept responding. They just kept finding a way to fight this one out. And unfortunately for them, they just didn't have enough time late in the game to put together a game-winning drive. But the Seattle Seahawks come out the gates and they're explosive on offense. They're making big chunk plays. But the LA Rams just kept responding. They went down, kicked a field goal. They had a really good second quarter. Despite being down after the first half, they kept finding ways to respond, right? It's 17-13 heading into second half. Los Angeles keeps fighting. They keep responding. Then you have the Seahawks go up double digits, right? 3 and out from the Rams. And then you had the Reek Woolen incident on the sideline. Next play touchdown. We got a ball game. They just kept finding a way to respond. Unfortunately for Los Angeles, in that fourth quarter, they just could not put the pieces together, and they had chances. They had that opportunity in the red zone with a chance to score with, I think, 3 or 4 minutes left, and they go for it on fourth down, and they don't get it. It was a brilliant play call by the Seahawks, just put everyone out there in coverage. It's just one of those things where at times you just get outcoached. You just get outplayed. I wouldn't say outcoached. They got outplayed on that singular play, and it's going to hurt them for a while. And then defensively, the Rams have some things they need to clear up. I think for the Rams, you need to add some guys in the secondary. With your 2 first-round picks, I would not be mad if you decided to go 2 corners, 2 guys with athleticism, because there was just way too many times where JSN got open deep. Rashid Shaheed just straight up ran past a dude. Like, you got to get better on the outside. And if they can do that, the Rams will be really good next year with that explosive offense. Obviously, they have to stay healthy, but yeah, we'll see what they do this year. All things considered, though, excellent year for the Los Angeles Rams. Excellent year for Matthew Stafford, maybe the MVP of the entire league. It's just a shame that on that fourth down play, we talked about it with the Broncos, where 4th and 1, you kick the field goal, you might win that game. If the Los Angeles Rams get that touchdown or move the chains on that fourth down, we might be talking about a different season here for the Rams. We might be talking about a freaking Super Bowl, but just a little bit too late there, and they got the ball 20 seconds left, and Puka did not get out of bounds, and that was the season right there. So all in all, like, really good year for the Los Angeles Rams. They were a couple plays away from being in the Super Bowl. If Stafford returns, which after this game feels a lot more likely, then they should be good next year. They should be one of the top contenders. But they caught a Seattle team just playing their best football, whereas Los Angeles had been kind of up and down the past few weeks. And that's kind of what ends up happening, right? All in all, though, like, Los Angeles kept responding. They kept fighting. They just did not get the job done. And that's because the Seahawks played really freaking well. Now, the Seahawks defense did not play well. I mean, they really did not. The Tariq Woolen thing is inexcusable, in my opinion. Maybe a bit of a weak call by the refs, but, you just don't do anything stupid like that. And then he got burnt the next play, too, which is just like, oh, Tariq, come on, man, lock in. But the offense bailed them out. Man, Jackson Smith-Njigba, I mean, should be the offensive player of the year. Him or Christian McCaffrey, might give that to CMC, but JSN, man, what a season for him. He had 10 catches for 153 and a touchdown. He's been ice and butter all year long. Kenneth Walker had a great game. Man, he had like 10 touches in the first quarter. Like, he was used so much. As the game progressed, they started getting the other guys involved, the tight ends, Shaheed, JSN, but Kenneth Walker played a big-time game here. But in this game, for all the times that the Rams responded, the Seahawks also did some responding of their own. They come out the gates, they're bombing it down the field. The big-time Shaheed play, they get the touchdown a few plays later. Sam Darnold's just throwing the rock around. The offensive line, great stuff by them. One things that Darnold struggles with is that interior pressure. Bradford, Zabel, the center, great job out there. The offensive game plan was brilliant. They pushed the ball down the field. They ran the ball effectively. Play action was on point the entire night. But every time that Seattle would score, slowly afterward, the Rams would get that score right up on them. And so it always was kind of that uncomfortable feeling of like, we're getting ahead. They get ahead. We're getting ahead. They start to reel it in a little bit. And it's like, man, if we have 1 3 and out, I don't know if our defense can stop them. Despite how good the Seahawks defense is, that Rams offense is just playing a little bit better, but they made enough plays when it mattered most. They had enough opportunities to make the plays in the offensive end, and they did so. Just a lot of accolades to go around. Sam Darnold, maybe the best game of his career. Like, he played so well in this one. they're in complete rhythm on both sides of the ball. I think that defense will play much better in the Super Bowl than what they did today. Really, I mean, just a brilliant day out there. And yeah, I mean, not much more to talk about in terms of that one. In terms of the future for, the Seattle Seahawks, you have a big time game versus the Patriots. Right now, before I really kind of dig deep into this matchup between them and the Patriots, I like the odds of the Seattle Seahawks. I think they are the better football team, and I think Darnold is playing better than Drake May. I just think that's the clear choice right now. Or right now, sorry. But it is kind of cool that we kind of get this like a little bit of a full circle moment here. Like, let's not forget the last time the Patriots played the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, we had one of the craziest plays in NFL history, the Russell Wilson interception. Instead of running the ball with Marshawn, he throws a pick, and it will go down. Malcolm Butler will go down in history. It's going to be really cool for Seahawks fans, man, because that play has haunted them for years, and now they get to get a little bit of some revenge for that. They get to get their get back, and man, it's crazy to think about where the Seahawks team has come from, right? This offseason, let's not forget, they overhauled their roster, like completely overhauled that team from Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and just purgatory with those guys. McDonald had just this really aggressive mindset of let's get rid of these guys and let's bring in guys that I want, which was elevating JSN, bringing in Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp was incredible today, trading for Rashid Shaheed, making some additions to the defense like DeMarcus Lawrence and on the offense been Sam Darnold, right? And bringing in Clint Kubiak, which, my God, he I'm not sure if he's going to be hired as a head coach, but he probably should be. Just the overhaul that was done by Seattle was really awesome to see because, again, this was a team that for the past 3-4 years since Russell Wilson has left has been kind of stuck in that, like, we're good, but we're also just kind of mediocre because Geno, while being good, is not great. And DK's good, but not great. And Lockett's good, but not great. Now they got guys who are great. Sam Darnold is great. JSN is great. Kenneth Walker is great and probably earning himself a bit of a contract too, by the way. And their defense is spectacular. And McDonald is one of the best young coaches in football. I mean, by the way, this coaching matchup here, we had two great coaches, Sean Payton and Vrabel, McDonald and McVay. Now we get Vrabel versus McDonald. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that the teams that are playing the best football also have the best head coaches. I think having a good head coach is a big deal. And yeah, man, just an incredible year for Seattle. What a win here for them to go 2-1 in the 3 games. What a series. That's going to be the next rivalry for the next foreseeable future, as long as there's a successor there for the Rams. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the conference championship games? If you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. And I love you guys. Peace.